Okay, don't do that. Okay, what we want to do now is go on over to the YouTube live encoder page. I'll also have this link in the description, and you want to scroll down to whatever you want to stream at. Now, if your upload speed is below 10, you want to be streaming at 720p. If it is above 10, you can stream at 1080p. Okay, but below 10, 720, above 10, 1080. Now, for each one here, it basically says what to stream at. So if you're going to be streaming at 720, you should stream at 2,250 to 6,000. Or if you're streaming at 1080, you want to stream at 4,500 to 9,000. Okay, so since, 75% is 15. All right, as we got here, 15 is, bigger than 9. So we can stream at 9,000 here. That's what we can do. So let's go ahead and we're just going to put 9,000 in here because we can roll with that. Now, let's say that my bitrate was, 10. All right. And that was 75%. Actually, you know what? Let's say my actual... Okay, hold on. Let's redo this real quick. So let's say my max upload speed was 10. All right. 75% of 10 is 7.5. Or, in this case, it'd be 7,500. Okay. So that would mean that I would have to stream at 7,500 here maximum. So that means I would take the 7,500 and I would put it in here. Now, if your upload speed was say 5, okay, 75% of 5 is I think like 3.5, which would be 3,500. So 3,500, obviously we would want to be streaming at 720p. So we would pop this right in here and we would go 3,500. Okay, it just all depends on your internet. Just for the sake of this though, I'm gonna go ahead and just put 9,000 again. Put whatever your number is that we just came up with. Now, encoder. Okay, encoder. This is important. Now, some of you guys might have different options here. Me, I have X264, QSV, and NVENC. Now, X264 uses your CPU to encode your live stream, meaning that this option will be the laggiest. It takes the best computer to run. QSV uses the GPU that is on your CPU to encode the live stream. This is kind of like the in-between option. It doesn't take as good of a computer, but it still takes a kind of good computer. And then NVENC, if you have this is the best one. This uses your graphics card to encode, which means that basically it's not going to lag your computer at all. So if you have NVENC, use that. If you don't have NVENC, use QSV. If you don't have either of those, then obviously you have to use X264. So for the sake of this tutorial, we're just going to use X264, okay? Audio bitrate doesn't matter, and the stuff down here doesn't matter because we're not recording, we're streaming. So we're just going to click apply, and bada bing, bada boom, there it is. Now, when it comes to audio, the only thing you want to really mess with here is your desktop audio. Make sure it's on default, and then your microphone. You want to select whatever microphone you're going to be using. Again, for me, it's just default. So if you want to, put in a microphone here, that's basically where you can do that right here in audio. Now, the last settings we're going to mess with here, that is the video, okay? The base resolution. So obviously my computer has a base resolution. I'm using a 1440p monitor, okay? So that's going to be my base resolution here. But I'm not streaming at that resolution, okay? So like we determined, we have what did we set for our bitrate? We said, let's see, 9,000. Okay, so let's go on over here. 9,000 is 1080, okay? 4,500 to 9,000 is 1080. 2,250 to 6,000 is 720. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to video, and we're going to make sure that this says 1080 under scaled resolution. 1080, 1920 by 1080. Okay, if you're doing 720, you're going to choose 1280 by 720. Okay, that's how you're going to do that. Now, like I said, I'm just going to choose 1080. Downscale filter, we're just going to leave that on Lanczos, which is the best, and the FPS we're going to leave on 60. Now, if it is lagging, or if it doesn't look good, or maybe your internet is really, really bad, and your computer's really, really bad, what I'd recommend doing is changing the resolution to 720 and changing the FPS to 30. Okay, that's basically the bare minimum there. Okay, so if you do all this and your computer is lagging and it's just not working well, turn all that all the way down, and then go on over to your bitrate and put that to the minimum. Okay, what's the minimum for 720? The minimum for 720 here is 2250. Okay, so we're just going to put that at 2250. Okay, so if you are lagging and your computer can't handle it, do that. That's the absolute minimum. Okay, again though, I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to put 1080 because that's what we're rolling with here. So turn all that apply all the way down. That's it. And then going over to your bitrate, let's go put that to the minimum over here. Okay, what's the minimum for 720? Okay, so the minimum for 720 here is 2250. Okay, so we're just going to put that at 2250. Okay, so if you are lagging and your computer can't handle it, do that. That's the absolute minimum. Okay, again though, I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to put 1080 because that's what we're not working well rolling with here. So
turn all that
apply
all the way down.
That's it.
And
You're
then
going
going
over
with
to your
the
bit
settings.
rate.
Let's
and
go
put that to the
back
minimum
on over here.
Okay,
and
what's
let's
the
start
minimum for
actual next part.
720?
Okay, so it's
the
nice.
minimum for 720 here is 2250. Okay, so we're just going to put that at 2250. Okay, so if you are lagging and your computer can't handle it, do that. That's the absolute minimum. Okay, again though, I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to put 1080 because that's what we're not working well rolling with here. So
turn
there we
all
go.
that
Click apply
all the way down.
and that's it.
And
You're
then
going
going
over to
with
your
the
bit. part's actually pretty. 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 Pretty simple. First, we want to get the game on the screen. So we're going to go to add here. All right, right click, add, and we're going to choose a game capture. Okay, and I'm just going to call this Roblox because that's what we're playing. Part's actually pretty. 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 Pretty simple. First, we want to get the game on the screen. So we're going to go to add here. All right, right click, add, and we're going to choose a game capture. Okay, and I'm just going to call this Roblox because first we want to get the game on the screen. So we're going to go to add here. All right, right click, add, and we're going to choose a game capture. Part's actually pretty. I'm just going to call this Roblox because that's what we're playing. Part's actually pretty. Pretty simple. First, we want to get the game on the screen. So we're going to go to add here. All right, right click, add, and we're going to choose a game capture. Okay, and I'm just going to call this Roblox. Pretty simple. First, we want to get the game on the screen. So we're going to go to add here. All right, right click, add, and we're going to choose a game capture. Part's actually pretty. I'm just going to call this Roblox because that's what we're playing the game. Part's actually pretty. So we're going to go to add here. Simple. Right click, add. Part's actually pretty. Game capture. Part's actually pretty. Part's actually pretty. Part's actually pretty. Pretty simple.